everyone. I'm here today to be talking about CBD isolate, CBD whole plant, CBD with THC, THC with CBD, and high THC. So if anybody has any questions on the meds that they're taking, if something's not as effective as they'd like it to be, and they'd like to know what they might want to incorporate, excuse me for that, but anyway, what they might want to incorporate to possibly make it more effective, let me know. Just drop a question in the comments and I will try to very much pay attention. But we're going to start off with CBD isolate. What is CBD isolate? That is when it has been extracted only from the whole plant. So you're only getting the CBD. You're not getting THC. And some companies also extract terpenes with that, but to add in. But the CBD isolate, CBD has been isolated and extracted from the plant. And so that is typically good for like pain relieving. It's going to be a good preventative med to take, might help with headaches, might help with muscle spasms. There's a host of things it could help with. And what it's really doing is it's stimulating your own system to produce your own anandamide. So we produce anandamide, which is a compound that talks to our central nervous system, that actually binds to the CB1 receptors, and CBD talks to an enzyme that eats up anandamide that we produce so that anandamide can flow freely. So CBD comes in and inhibits this enzyme, and then it allows CBD or anandamide to flow freely. CBD does not bind to our CB1 receptors. Anandamide does. And anandamide is essentially THC Junior. And so CBD isolate is an excellent starting point if you have issues. You know, if you're just trying to take care of, like I said, be a preventative, or take care of headaches, kind of more minor symptoms, because as you get more involved, as more of your nervous system gets involved, you want to add a little bit of THC, which is why you want to upgrade over here. I don't know where I am. Here. You should take bets on if I'm going to point properly. So hard to go backwards. But anyway, you get what I'm saying. We want to go to CBD whole plant if CBD isolate has not treated our symptoms effectively. Because by incorporating that little bit of THC, it binds to our CB1 receptors, and that will help with little more involved symptoms. And so if you're having more pain, like more advanced pain, or things like that, you want to look at CBD whole plant. And if you'll just give me a moment, I do want to read something from the Foundation of Cannabis in Spain, a study published by the Lautenberg Center for Immunology and Cancer Research, which aimed its focus on the effectiveness of CBD isolate compared to full plant extract, supported this concept, stating in its summary that in all of the tests, the isolated CBD was ineffective both before and after a certain dosage, while the effectiveness of full spectrum solution continued to increase as higher doses were administered. The results all indicate that CBD is only effective against swelling and pain at a certain dose, and that cannabis solutions containing a full range of cannabinoids will continue to provide corresponding effects as the dosage is increased. And again, that was from the Cannabis Foundation in Spain. And so if you have more going on, you want to incorporate THC. And if CBD whole plant right here is not doing the trick, if you've got more and more symptoms that just aren't being met, you want to incorporate some more THC with your CBD. And so you might want to start making your own meds if these things don't work. Because when you start incorporating THC, especially, CBD strains matter too. Individual strains matter to people. So if your CBD tincture isn't as effective as you want it to be, or it just seems to have changed. They use a bunch of different strains to make the tinctures, and that revolves the strains that they use. Sometimes with some companies, it does not, like Charlotte's Web, things like that. But typically, it does revolve, and you don't get a strain-specific tincture unless they tell you that you do, and then it's going to probably be more effective. But anyway, so if you are on CBD whole plant and it's not as effective, you want to incorporate a bit of THC. But this is when you want to research strains if things aren't as effective for you. You know, you can try just picking up a THC tincture, but a lot of the times those are just for rec patients. They're really high dose, and it's a bunch of different strains and can be really unkind to some symptoms or systems, excuse me. So if that's the case, and it can be really helpful too, everything in a dispensary, I've got to tell you, is medicinal. That's all medicinal. Anything cannabis, hemp, CBD, it's all medicinal to your body as long as it's made well. But you do want to think about, like, if it's not working that well for you, you might want to consider more strain-specific options. And if you need any help with that, you can get a hold of me and I'll let you know. But if we are at CBD to THC and that's still not helping, typically that would be nerve pain, that it's not helping as much. You want to increase and get even more THC with your CBD. And so you want to get a higher THC to CBD ratio. And then if that's, you still need help, like if this is typically going to be a situation when you're dealing with steroids or really high dose pain meds, like things like morphine, things like that. It just depends on the situation. Every person is different, but you might want to go to high THC, and that would be something like an RSO or whatever. And again, if you have tried an RSO and it wasn't effective, you may be strain specific. Excuse me, air bubble. But that is basically the rundown. So the more pain you're typically in, the more THC you typically want to add. And again, if you have a problem up in this middle area here, you want to pay attention to strains. That's really important. People don't realize that, but it actually is. So if you need any help with that department, you can talk to me. But if you can Google, there are a couple really great books on this. So anyway, but in the end, now that we're at the end, I'm just going to get to a couple of questions that I received. And the first one is, do I get health benefits from simply ingesting raw inactivated flower? And that would be absolutely. You do get incredible health benefits from ingesting raw flower. You actually absorb more milligrams of raw flower than you do when it's been heated up or decarboxylated. So definitely take advantage. If you have the raw plant material in your possession, I would strongly suggest taking advantage of and just having a little bit every day. And I even juice my raw, I trim my fan leaves and then I juice them. So I have concentrated mini ice cubes. I freeze them in a mini ice cube tray. And so I can take them because it really helps with my muscle spasms. So I need that really concentrated cube A few leaves don't quite do it for me. But a few leaves would, I have multiple sclerosis. I have a lot going on with this. So lots on my system, but an average person, a couple cannabis leaves would do just fine. So I would definitely take advantage of that. And then the last question is, if I have nerve pain, should I stick with CBD oil? And if you have nerve pain, in you want to, sticking with CBD oil is nice just to keep your system balanced, your natural endocannabinoid system, and keep your anandamide flowing. But you want to start incorporating THC with that CBD. And again, that's where you might get strain specific, and you can even make, with your nerve pain, you might even want to try making your own hemp tincture, because taking the hemp flower, you've got a little more THC. With the flower, if you're taking from the flower directly, you're going to get more of an entourage effect, which is another key here. Once you involve THC with CBD and terpenes, you get an entourage effect, so it just works better. But with your nerve pain, you want to start incorporating THC, and the more intense your nerve pain is, the more THC you want to incorporate. But again, you want to pay attention to strains. You don't just want to throw anything at yourself, because that could be an uncomfortable ride. But that's it for this video. And if you have any questions, please drop me a line at info@marymedibles.com. Leave a comment, or comment wherever the comments are. But anyway, that's going to be the end of this video. So thanks so much if you checked it out. And I'll be talking at y'all soon. Bye.